As well, there's all sorts of anxiety, but the season starts for Adelaide and Sydney. And straight into it with Crouch and Sloane trying to barge through Kennedy and Parker. So all the prominent players featuring front and centre. And the Swans through Cunningham, who wasn't able to get a full season last year, but's had a good start.
He's gone straight to another level, Hunter. He's elite. Absolutely elite.
Finds Cunningham. Clean for the Swans so far. This is the kick, and that's the mark to Heaney. So he should be moving into the prime of his career. He drives through the first goal, and the Sydney Swans are in front.
Amongst the players.
It's remarkable numbers on this guy for his output. I mean, I know he averages roughly 20 disposals and a goal and a half a game over the last couple of years, but he's the #1 target in terms of winning a one-on-one.
Emerge for the Swans. He's going to have a big role to play if they are going to step up the ladder. And they've moved it well so far. Once again, Heaney, a big link in the chain, and the ball gets out the back to Gray. Did well not to take possession, although McCartan was swamped, as you saw. Hayward can be dangerous. He's a young South Australian. It's a high tackle. Wow. He's an AFL player, and he...
wow.
Well, just as I spoke, it wasn't quite an AFL standard kick.
Made Crows 4 marks. Here's this kick, Jason. Run me through this one.
He's kicked that off the inside of his ankle.
Naismith did well to get his hands on that one after being bodied. Crouch from Sloane, they're deep, they're one-on-ones there, and Taylor Walker takes the mark.
They got Walker and they got Lynch. If they don't mark it and it comes to ground, it's going to be the same as last year. It's going to run out pretty quick.
He still managed to kick 43 goals last year, and he's got one today. His kicks there first.
Couldn't agree more with what Mark Rasciuto just said. It is a tall forward line, particularly when you look at Fogarty, Walker and Frampton. Lynch is...
They've only got big McCartan up there. The rest is small and fast. And I mean, Blakey's tall, but he's very quick. So opposite forward lines.
That kick would have beaten anyone on the lead. That's the problem.
Yeah, he's a beautiful kick at the footy, this bloke.
10 games in the AFL in 2018. He spent most of last year in the SANFL, but came back at the end of the year, kicked 8 goals across 2 rounds. It's a thumping kick. The goal umpire walks across and says, yep, that'll do.
Goal post. Oh, have a look at this, Hunter. How good does that look?
Now, you might have seen the jumpers there as Adelaide kicked their first couple of goals. And 200 jumpers from the Crows will be signed and given to their most passionate members. And I think that's a great gesture.
Decision.
Nice work and a good fend from Heaney. Kept Jones at bay, eyed off Blakey, but that experience of Talia, he's a hard man to beat, although the ball's still very much alive. And Kennedy, right up to the moment, got it onto the boot and through.
Mark Rasciuto talked about that a bit earlier. Just the harassment here. Just try and cause some chaos. Things will happen, and it's a clever kick again. Kennedy has had a fantastic...
Good take from Davis.
Stay out, play on.
Ben Davis in his second game, a wobbly kick forward. Murphy slightly overcommitted, but Walker's going to kick his second goal, and didn't he enjoy that one?
Terrific mark there by Davis, as you called, in front of Mills. Touched off the boot, but it was looking for the lead. Murphy coming out on the lead, but then there's the hand pass from Fogarty to Walker. That's a
kick. Played the free kick. And now the entry is all important, and good presentation from Hayward.
No, they're capable.
It looked pretty good early. It was threatening the post, but it's there. So it's 3 goals each.
Don't mind that style.
Big presence from O'Brien. Off to Lynch. He's capable from there. He knew it, and so do we all. Lovely goal for Tom Lynch.
Sam Jacobs go. He took his mantle at the second part of last season. He can run all day. He's presenting. We saw him at the very first bounce. They lost the clearance. He got back, got that intercept.
The Adelaide Oval. Deep to full forward. The fist was prominent from Mills. Reardon versus Murphy. Murphy wins out. Stengel in that number 18 turns around and kicks another goal. They can't miss.
Well, you've got Lockie Murphy. You've got Darcy Fogarty. You've got small electric forwards. You've got key mark.
So, Miller trying to get creative with Bryce Gibbs. Laird with a kick into the 50. He's well placed to take the mark.
Pretty hard to confuse those instructions from the umpire. Couldn't be more clear.
Played 20 games last year. 6 goals, 9 he kicked. So accuracy wasn't there, but it is now. That's 6 straight.
Right Adelaide, jump out for me, please.
Clear the protected area, please.
Sam.
Follow in through, that's okay.
Well, that was Billy Frampton. Them being able to recover quicker, and if they have to play a game with a shorter turnaround, they can. So second quarter begins. Clara dashing out of the middle for the Swans, getting them deep. Talia where he always is, and the ball out of it. Top to Naismith, and he couldn't have kicked it much higher. He gives them time to run and jump. Just got a bit disorientated down there, Murphy at the last. Gibbs with the slap away. Murphy goes hard again. Cunningham almost in his back. Was clever though, picked the pocket. Now Hayward, can he craft a goal? Oh, he can. Well thought through. Hayward strikes.
An experienced player like Bryce Gibbs, that's an indiscriminate punch, basically into the corridor in your defensive 50. I'm not sure why he even went that way. He could have gone ahead of himself and kept chasing it, but it's...
His toughest year as a coach. Just the 8 wins. His previous lowest was 13 in his first year as in charge of the Sydney Swans. Nice flowing handball from Sam Gray. Cunningham had a good look into the forward line to see what was in front of him. Wanders well out to the left. Has he summed it up or not? No. Sam Gray again was in clear space to see what was ahead. Papley the nudge. Perfectly done. It was play on. It was touched. But you know, oh, he's missed it on the left. Keeps it moving. He wanted the handball ramp here. It wasn't ideal for Florent.
Well done.
Umpire said play on as he ducked into the high contact. Waiting at the front was Papley. Didn't fall his way. It did fall for Blakey. And he has curled one back for another fantastic goal.
Location you want the ball, given the fact the umpires are looking after forwards now, on the move, stay proactive. Defenders grab hold or block, you're gone. And he charges to this next stoppage. There's the big hit. That's an absolute ripper.
Slipped the Heaney tackle, clever from Lloyd. Florent the setup, kick top of the square. Gibbs, did he interfere? And it's Gray's ball.
Couple of clearances.
So, this has been a terrific period for Sydney. He missed his first shot. He's got that one barely.
Here, Florent gets the kick in. But here's the challenge for Bryce Gibbs.
And scoring. Florent's been pivotal. Generating another opportunity deep. But that all, in the end, it wasn't taken by Mackesy. Onto it is Papley. That is danger, danger, danger. Papley is celebrating. He looked to the crowd. There was no one there.
This bloke has a small forward.
Yeah, and he does this exactly like a small forward. 3 handball options, kicked it straight past him through the big sticks. But I love where you're going with this. He's broken into the pointy end of the elite in the competition right now.
100% he has, 100%. He can still have bursts in the midfield as well, but he's explosive, he finishes.
Badly beaten in that area.
As we saw too, being dominated in the tackle count.
Or throw.
So Rory Sloane stepping up for the proverbial captain's goal.
I love it.
Back to within 2 points. Row bottom, that's who it was intended for, and he knew it. Quick turn. Papley's at the front of this, but he doesn't need to be employed because McCartan played 19 games last year. Tom McCartan played both forward and back. As he got the kick to match the mark, it doesn't appear so. We're in the 2018 draft. Played a game last year, sets this one up. Knocked away from Heaney, but he's good enough to pick it up. Is he good enough to bounce one home? They're kicking them from everywhere on the run.
Forward line of Sydney. Just have a look at them. They're all there. 4 or 5 ready to swoop on that loose ball, and there, bang, just over the top of, who is it? Kelly Jones in the square. Quality crumbing, quality finish.
Put it up, turning over O'Riordan. He sends it high. Miller might be able to do the same. Well, he got there, but Brad Crouch steps on through. And he honours a tough lead. Brodie Smith. So Brodie Smith had a terrific comeback last year from that.
You should be able to hear how much time is left.
They're a long way from the bench, but he might get one last opportunity. Siegeman's the perfect man if he just kicked a little straighter. So half-time, entertaining affair at the Adelaide Oval. And the Swans hitting back with a dominant second quarter.